Thank you very much, Chair. Absolutely, I believe the First Minister and Junior Minister Riley need to come back to this committee. There's an onus on this committee to scrutinise and ask the questions. Some might think they're difficult, but that's the onus that's on this committee and on us as MLAs to ask them questions to get to the truth. There's a number of points to raise. Looking at the evidence last week when the First Minister was here, the First Minister said she didn't engage with anybody else apart from the family. So last Thursday, Friday, the photographs come out to say, or to clearly show that wasn't the case. At committee last week, I had put a question to Junior Minister Riley, and in that question it was to ask her what her engagement was with Mick Monagle on the day, and was she claiming to have the same story as the First Minister. It's clear from the photograph that she was potentially even closer than the First Minister was. So on that basis, the evidence from the First Minister certainly is contradictory to the photographic evidence, and the shielding of the Junior Minister by yourself, Chair, and by the First Minister. We need to hear from the Junior Minister what her details were on that day. That question still hasn't been answered, and that's something that I think she needs to come to this committee so we have the opportunity to ask her directly, not somebody else asking or answering on her behalf. I want to hear from her, because the question last week, as clearly set out in Hansard, was directed to the Junior Minister. As well as that, moving on to the ending violence against women and girls, I had raised the issue last week of the case of Maria Cahill, who was raped, and the First Minister responded, "I would be really interested in this conversation if," and then she went on to make a personal slur against myself. So for the First Minister and Deputy First Minister to be leading up on the end in violence against women and girls and answering any question with using that as the introductory, I think gives discredit onto the strategy, onto what we're trying to do, the framework. And I think that this committee is the right place to bring her back to clarify them remarks. And if she wants to withdraw her scurrilous accusation against me when she's here, that would certainly be welcomed. But I believe this committee is the place to do it. And I think we need to be very careful of recess. So next week we're on the road. The week after that is the week before recess. We need to plan it in that we're bringing them back to this committee to answer the questions. We need some transparency, and there hasn't been any transparency to date. First Minister's reputation and that of the Executive Office is now in tatters because of that. And to me, it makes this document that they lead up also in tatters because of the credibility of the evidence she gave here last week. So there's a number of points she has to clarify, Junior Minister has to clarify, and I believe they need brought back to this committee to do it.
Okay. Claire, any thoughts?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah.